Hey, what's up, guys? So I've been spamming everywhere I can the comment that we need freedom rallies centered around the idea of liberty. And in doing that, someone has pointed me out to a fellow that is making a movement across the United States. I want to share that with you. I'll leave a link to his movement in the description. I'm going to play this video and I'm going to add a couple of comments to it. Uh, if this guy's tour comes near the area where I am, I will try to attend it. Like I said, I have some disagreements with a couple of things he says, but he's making progress, which is a lot more than I've made. So let's check it out.
Yo, visionary, arise, USA! Well, you don't have to stand up for me, but you can stand up for God, because that's who did this. I mean, there was a time I was so poor I didn't have $30 for the zipper on my winter jacket. Now I'm just an unemployed guy.
Okay, so one of the first things I thought when I heard that, the word God has many meanings, and I don't know exactly. I get the feeling like it's kind of like a church feeling, like a Christian thing. And the movement that I'm talking about, it will welcome people of all faiths and non-faiths. Okay, I am not a Christian. I don't want to go to your church. I have no interest in it. I don't believe that religion is true, and I don't want to hear it. So I'm looking for a movement that welcomes people like me, as well as Muslims, as well as Christians, as well as Scientologists, Mormons. I don't care. It's for everyone that wants to live in a free country, that believes in the founding principles of the United States. That's the movement that I envision, not a Christian movement. Because I understand a lot of people say the United States is a Christian nation. I'm sorry, it is not. Okay, I mean, there are many people in this country that don't believe that religion is true, and they also need to be, part of the movement.
The security in his wife's basement, which has its own rewards. I try to do something different each stop. This tour is about putting the 99% back in charge. And so one of the things we're really trying to do is focus on just what does it mean to be a citizen. I looked up the word citizenship today, and it turns out that the current definition by the politically woken, I'm finding Jesus at a micro level as I'm going across the country. I used to be at the macro level, but now every time I start to use a word that starts with an A or an F, there are some good F words: faith, family, freedom, farms, and firearms. But I'm cleaning up my language, and I guess I'm cleaning up my heart a little bit too. But right now, the word citizenship is defined as subject, who is given rights by the government. And the FBI has said that the sovereign citizen movement is a domestic terrorist movement, because they're in opposition to the government. Now, what would our founding fathers have said when they wrote the Declaration of Independence? It says that any time a government becomes tyrannical and abusive, it's time to abolish that government. Now, I'm not in favor of abolishing the federal, state, or local governments, but I am in favor of kicking some serious ass. I'm a former spy. I've done a lot of things. Fortunately, not many that I'm ashamed of, because I've never tortured, I've never killed, I've never set anyone up with satanic pedophilia entrapment, which is common across this country. You can go see my websites and the movies that I'm making to learn more about that. When you're at Big Bad USA, you can see the web ecology, so you can just roll through all that stuff. But today I want to talk about citizenship. It's time we get back to the original definition of citizenship, which is to say we are the free people of the land, and the government serves us in a very narrowly defined, limited capacity. And I have to tell you, it's my view now that most, not all, elected and appointed officials, including judges, prosecutors, and chiefs of police, have been bribed, blackmailed, or brainwashed into serving the 1%. So what are we going to do about it? This caravan is the only Arise tour in existence. And then we are marching on Mount Rushmore. At Mount Rushmore, we are going to celebrate the victory of the 99%, and we are going to announce a new national foundation, which will be free to all, which will enable every citizen to register by email or text, and then be connected with truthful information, tools for thinking, and one another at the county level. And our objective is plain and simple. We want to be able to drop 1,000 citizens on any school board meeting, any county commissioner meeting, any state legislature meeting, any national congressional committee meeting. There are no amount of lawyers or crooked politicians that can stand up to the 99% when they have become informed and engaged citizens. So the purpose of this tour and the purpose of this new national
and see, that's one of the criticism that I have. He says the 99%. Okay, but remember that 99% of Americans are not Christian. And I get this feeling from this guy that, that's what his assumption is. I don't really know yet, but I kind of feel like he's one of those people that says America is a Christian nation, and we need to put prayer back in school and Jesus back in school, and we don't want to trade one authoritarian regime for another authoritarian regime. That is not what the founding fathers had in mind.
Which, Brother Jenkins, we were separated at birth. He got the body and I got the brains. But I flip that around every once in a while. But no one ever expected that when he got in the front of my bus, I'm at the back of the bus, when he got in my bus, no one ever expected that he and I would bond, or that Trent Luce and I would bond, or that Sheriff Richard Mack, whom I call the second most important man in America after President Donald Trump, would bond. You have got four...
That's one of my other criticisms. Look, again, I try to get behind, support whatever movement is making the most progress if it's leading somewhat in the right direction. Trump has many flaws. He's done a lot of things that go against liberty, the founding principle of the United States, and putting America first. And it seems that a lot of his followers, I've come to call some of them worshipers, because they do not see any flaw in President Trump. And if you don't see flaw in him, at this point you don't see him as a person anymore. You see him as a god. You have to understand he has made mistakes, many. Is he the best chance that we got right now? Yeah, unfortunately, Donald Trump is the best chance we have right now. Is he someone that stands around the principle of liberty, like Rand Paul? No, he is not. Donald Trump is not someone that is centered around the founding principles of the United States or liberty. If he did, he would have pardoned Edward Snowden and Julian Assange. You gotta look at his actions. You can't just follow the rhetoric of his charismatic speeches. Trump is a charismatic speaker. So was Obama. Albania. So, the movement that I have envisioned is not centered around Trump worship. or religion. But this guy's making a lot of progress, and I'm not making any, so.
Boys here that are armed and dangerous with thinking. So I'm going to stop now. We've got a schedule to keep. I'm very, very humble about all of this. There is no room for egos when you are on a mission for God and a mission for the country. And Miss Piggy is very, very strict about getting rid of people with egos.
All right, that's the end of the talk. He's on a mission for God. Well, what God is that? Normally, I call myself an atheist because people know what that is. But I'm not actually an atheist. I'm what is called a pantheist. And pantheist is a type of atheist that basically sees that instead of seeing a God, I don't see a God. I think that what people call God exists, but what they call God is the force of the universe. That's what a pantheist is. When you imagine things and then believe what you have imagined to be true, you are on the tip of lunacy. So when people imagine that there's a heaven, that there's a hell, that there's a God, that there's a, in the clouds, this is all imagined. And when you have to stay grounded in reality. When you start to believe that that is true, you are on the tip of lunacy. So my beliefs center around what is known to be true. Do we know that there is a God? No. So my beliefs don't center around that because we don't know that there's a God. Do we know that there's a heaven or hell? No. So I don't believe that's true. When you start believing things that are imagined, you're getting into dangerous territory. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to follow this Robert David Steele, like I said, the link is in the description if you even watched this far. I understand my videos aren't that good, but I still try. I still try because, hell, I've got to. You know what I mean? I've got to. If you guys want to contact me, you can contact me at Ken Pahana, KenPahana at protonmill.com. Send me a message. If you want to get with me about any type of liberty movement, like I said, you can contact me at that email. You guys love your country, not your government. Stand with your countrymen. All of your countrymen. All of your countrymen. Your black countrymen, your Mexican countrymen, your Chinese countrymen, your white countrymen, your Christian countrymen, your Muslim countrymen, your atheist, pantheist, deist countrymen. Stand united. The principle of liberty, a common goal of freedom, equality, and justice. I want to leave on one last note. I always say anarchy is freedom, and people I don't think know what anarchy means, or at least what it means to me. A lot of people equate it to chaos. So the word anarchy means without rulers. Okay, well, for me, what anarchy is, there is a a philosophy, I guess you could say, called antinomianism. And what that breaks down to is that legality is irrelevant, morality comes from within. So for me as an anarchist, that is my stance, that my morality does not come from the legality of the state. And some people criticize me and say, well, how can you call yourself an anarchist and support the founding principles of the United States? And the answer to that is because I believe that the founding principles of the United States are in accordance with my core beliefs, that morality comes from within. That's it. You guys, if you watched this far, I doubt anybody ever watches this far. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.